Hi, I'm Faye, and I'm here to introduce you to our project Brainstorm Arena, created under the theme Enhanced Collaboration for the Future of Work. We're Team Alfie, also known as the Table Team. Our project is based on a big round table, and most of our brainstorming happened at our round table in the FISCOM studio, and that spirit also played a part in shaping our project. This project is a fun and novel way to help teams make decisions collaboratively, especially for people with different personalities. It metaphorically shows how ideas are thrown around in team discussions. In this video, I'll take you through the journey of how this project came together, from concept development to low fidelity to medium fidelity to high fidelity prototypes, and our final exhibit experience. Concept development, inspiration, and research stage. The original idea for a project came from my teammate Felicia's poster concept. It focused on tangible collaboration metaphors where brainstorming would happen on an AI-driven smart brainstorming board that captured speaking and idea-throwing interactions. These two core interactions, speaking and throwing ideas, became the foundation of what evolved into Brainstorm Arena. The table idea was partly inspired from real-life roundtable discussions where people gather, interact, and negotiate ideas. From our research, we found that icebreaker activities can help reduce anxiety, foster social comfort, and encourage better communication, especially to help teams perform better. As we move forward, we refine the concept through discussions with the teaching team, trying to figure out how to transform this intangible idea into a tangible, playable design experience. At the concept poster stage, the version we presented was a table where players gathered around and spoke. Their voice loudness would determine which part of the table lit up. This would be projected visually as shaded color pie segments on the table. A central bouncing mechanism helped scatter balls. Players wore LED-lit vests that changed color when hit. At the end of the game, the player with the dominant color wins, meaning the most ideas expressed or supported would win. Moving to low fidelity prototype. Following the concept, poster, and feedback, we made some key iterations that were influenced by feedback from the teaching team during presentation and studio sessions. We started building our first model using cardboard cutouts to bring our idea to life. The LED vests were removed because they seemed too complicated for the actual exhibit day. Instead, we switched to using blocks as targets, each fitted with LED lights. We shifted the focus from colored zones to using LED lights to represent the number of lights each person would get based on their loudness. We used our phones as microphones to test how well the loudness interaction worked. The bouncing mechanism was also redesigned. Instead of something complex based on feedback from the teaching team, we built a central stepper motor mechanism with rotating arms. This would help reflect balls outward towards the targets at the edge of the table. We tested this version with the teaching team, and that gave us more feedbacks for iteration and clearer direction for the next phase. Moving to medium fidelity prototype. This stage was where we began scaling up our cardboard prototype into a full-sized working table. But before we could start building, we made several key iterations based on feedback and ideas from our teaching team. We started by drawing out the dimensions of the table and planning its structure, and started building our table. Some of the new iterations included adding 4 pedals, one for each player to deflect the balls, introducing a stepper motor for each player so they could individually control their arms, making the interaction more dynamic, fun, and collaborative. We also changed LEDs to NeoPixel strips and switched to actual microphones to better test loudness. Another important iteration was adding a second layer to the table. While our first prototype had only one flat surface, the second layer was added as we decided to build our prototype by reusing existing materials in the studio, and this addition also helped us to create a simpler ball collection system by using cloth and plastic sheet around the lower table to help collect these balls. Of course, the stage wasn't without its challenges and failures. We had to rebuild and iterate multiple parts, but this hands-on process helped us refine both our thinking and the physical design. Finally, we assembled all the parts and got our medium fidelity prototype ready for our next presentation. Since our concept was a bit complex, we also printed a storyboard to help explain the interactions more clearly during the demo. Moving to high fidelity prototype. Following our previous presentation, we received feedback to find a way to better convey our concept, which was a metaphor. One of our team members suggested framing the game as a yes or no argument discussion, making the discussion more structured like a debate. Alongside that, we made some final design improvements to prepare the prototype for exhibit day. We moved the wiring from underneath to the top of the table to make it more manageable, covered the top with soft material to prevent the balls from bouncing off too much, as was seen from user testing, added a black cloth to the ball collection area for a cleaner look, and refixed broken parts from earlier tests. As a team, we carefully planned the exhibit day from how the demo would run to how we would manage it. We conducted user testing in advance to ensure the interactions were smooth and the tech worked consistently. Moving to our final exhibit. On exhibit day, Brainstorm Arena was presented in 2 stages to make it easier for people to understand, Stage 1 and Stage 2. We believe our project was a success as shown in the videos where users were actively engaged and clearly understood the concept. The responses, the experiences, and the insights from the pro were all positive and affirming. What could be improved is actually capturing the argument and displaying them on a visual board where ideas would appear to float around. FISCOM was a fun, hands-on experience that allowed for creative freedom, made more special by a supportive teaching team and my amazing collaborative group, Team Alfie. Thank you for watching.